Welcome back, dear viewers. After a long and grueling round one, we have 16 participants remaining in our day 2 top cut, and 2 of them are about to put on a fantastically brutal throwdown of a show for us, aren't they, Tamarin?
Yeah, 2 of the heaviest hitting characters in the game are going to be going toe to toe. We've got Jesse Perez with his infamous Nomu deck, as well as Jacob Johnson playing Jiro. 2 characters that can get double-digit stats just like that.
Absolutely. Things are going to get very, very big. They're going to get very, very fast, and we're going to see a lot of massive moves slammed on the table.
It's going to be fun. Jesse having the advantage, having been a higher seed, is going to get the go ahead first, and we'll see if Jacob can break serve.
Yeah, I mean that's big, right? That's big. I think we're going to see a lot of really intense back and forth. I don't think it's going to be as lightning fast as we might expect, because as fast as Jiro can make those moves and as big as they're going to get, they're cap out at 6 damage, right?
Right.
Yeah, Nomu says we have that built-in protection from those really big scary moves, especially things like the 1.3 million volts. And as Jiro, there's not a whole lot we can do about that. I also think that we're going to see a lot of advantages being seized left and right in this round. This is a battle of the elements here, air versus earth, and I think both of them are going to be chomping at the bit to try and control each other's stages and make this a pure mano-a-mano showdown.
Absolutely. Chat, who do you want to win? Please spam us. Let us know. Are you pushing for Jiro? Or are you pushing for Nomu?
Yeah,
you guys are free to start whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I mean, as much as we love Jacob Johnson in this house, one of our resident teammates and a great guy, repeat topper all around. But it's hard not to cheer for Jesse and his Nomu here, right? Nomu in a Nationals top 32 is, I think, one of the last things anyone would have put on their radar. So it's really exciting to see him progressing all the way into top 16. And I mean, if Nomu can make it to Worlds, holy cow, man! I mean, I'm eating my left foot at that point.
Eating your entire left foot. Well, a build 4 is one of the quickest ways to do it, including double homage to draw bonus cards, super regen to heal that life, and most importantly, male bonding to build even more. This is just showing you the power of earth defense, and because Nomu's taking care of all of that earth offense.
Right, but we can't ignore the air defense either, with double specialist of sound coming in immediately on JJ's board. Jesse's going to be slinging a whole lot of very slow moves in this matchup. So it's actually, it's hard to say how things are going to play out. We're going to have to be a bit more attentive towards our strings and what kind of blocking posture JJ is presenting. It's going to come down to the zones pretty hard too. I think the zones are what can possibly end up taking us, because I mean, half blocking Nomu, you don't want to half block Nomu, huh, Tim?
No, absolutely not. Essentially doubling damage every single move. Even the little 4 damage moves, you think of those as like the bread and butter stuff, but he just turns every one of them into an absolute swing. 4 diff, 8 damage move, you ban those cards.
Right? I mean, we talked about it just a few games ago, where we said, wait a minute, your pokes aren't supposed to do 8 damage. Nomu's pokes do 8 damage. Tokoyami is not the only one.
Yeah.
The chop here is like actually a really massive opener, especially so early on. JJ only having the 2 cards in hand. We do have a destined for mainstream success, so we do have a secret 3rd card in our hand here. But even being able to posture only 2 blocks this turn could get scary. The poor check on the chop, I think, is going to be one of the almighty equalizers here, not allowing us to reset our foundations, as chop does not work like jab. Destroying a foundation is definitely a part of the cost, so no free builds coming in on this move here.
Correct. I think this just means we're done attacking.
Yeah, I think it does too. But I mean, at the same time, if we've got like, what happens when what happens when we've got a hardened jab in our hand, right? If we do have the aforementioned jab here, we're going to be slamming that down all day, every day. Being able to put another 3 on top of Nomu's deck with Jiro is going to be really big here. Definitely says you've really, really got to consider slowing down now, man.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big things is you said that you know, all of our crazy moves with Jiro, they only do 6, but they guarantee do 6. Even our pivotal 3 difficulty specialized sound waves, they do 6, and so it's seven attacks, and Jiro could end the game, which is a spooky spot for Nomu to be in. Tough to get OTK'd, but definitely still available to be killed.
Yeah, and now as Nomu, you really got to think, right? You really got to think because I mean, even if we can gem another move down, we have the destined for mainstream success. We can posture another block here, no problem, with the specialist of sounds. So I think we do. Unfortunately, feels bad to not sneak any damage through on this first attack turn. Committing resources to not put any damage through does feel very bad. Because as much as these moves only do 6, they only do 6 as long as we can commit a foundation.
Yeah, absolutely. The real question is that Nomu has to be asking here is, if I do decide to push and I check well, do we have the correct zone to get the block off of that destined, right?
Well, we know we're not checking well.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, but we don't care. We don't care. The aforementioned jab is coming in hot.
Nine damage jab.
Yeah, 9 damage is pretty big here. It's gonna get slowed down though, so it's all just a matter of like what block zone did we leave on top. Now, as JJ, right? When we're stacking those top 2 cards, we know that we're blocking the first one. So we've got, if there's a mid block on top, we're definitely gonna put it in the middle so that we can block anything. Unfortunately for JJ, it is a high block. It's not the mid block that we would have desired, but it is a high block. It's if anything, it's just fortunate that that Jesse didn't slam down a low attack here, or we'd be taking a big chunk of damage for free.
Correct.
Getting the half block in here though still feels really good.
Yeah, I think that is good enough. Yeah, checking the 2, only have to commit the 1 resource. That's rad.
Very, very, very cool.
Take 5. Take 5 is way better than take 9. That's for sure.
Agreed. The internship is also going to come down for the flip here, right? Interesting point in chat as well made by Barrett here is he could have built a foundation and then played that hardened jab, right? And would have committed less resources for it. 1 as opposed to the 2. Very, very heads up point there. Hopefully losing one of those really, really powerful committed foundations in our board is not what spells our doom this turn.
Yeah, both of those tools that we decided to commit with the homage and the male bonding, impeccable defensive plays for Nomu, letting him have either extra cards in his hand to help him review or block, or building more resources with the male bonding, saying that we get to just swing harder. Looks like we are opting to play Seizing into a home run comet. Insane set 3 move from Jiro. Comes in with a +2 speed, and then we get to respond with Jiro for +2/+2, and then build our foundation down. I don't even really care. We checked a 3 here.
No, I mean, this is now what a 7-speed move. So I'm not upset at all about this. I mean, it's essentially unblockable at this point, and it's gonna be more or less guaranteed damage unless we can find a really, really fortunate block here on Jesse's end. I mean, as cool as our committed valuable pieces are, they're a lot less valuable when they're flipped face down by the almighty Seizing the Advantage. But on the other hand, that's where the almighty chivalrous competitor comes in, right?
Correct. I want to talk a little bit about the ruling and the timing of our game, and a lot of things work this way, right? So we saw the Seizing the Advantage respond while in the card pool and attempt to flip a card. Well, the game, our game doesn't really have much in the way of targeting, right? We would respond with the Seizing the Advantage, and then after the call, after I've decided to respond, the game realizes that I'm attempting to flip something, and so from there, your chivalrous competitor has to decide if it wants to flip. If we choose to flip something that we cared about or didn't care about, and then decided afterwards, it's actually too late because Chivalrous says after you play an ability to. Um, it is very very the timing is important to know, and it makes sense not in every game, but certainly in the games that matter.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have to imagine that, like, hey, he's probably gonna flip my best move anyway, so I'm just gonna go ahead and flip this Chivalrous before he even gets to make that decision. Um, but pretty interesting interactions going on past that. Jiro showed us two super big, awesome attacks on top of Nomu's deck, which, as Nomu, just means we're gonna take this home run comment all day and then just draw those two big moves. Opting not to review as well, so we've got 3 attacks at least as Nomu. And JJ going straight into a build right after that home run comment makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. We have no way to try and navigate those cards off of the top of Nomu's deck, so we've got to just put our dukes up, right, and get ready to do some hardcore blocking this turn.
I mean, that's the power of the scouting hero, right? You get a little information beforehand, and then get to decide what to do afterwards. Every other character in the game would have just been like, "Well, I guess I'm just gonna keep swinging," and then get smacked up by these 3 10+ damage moves, possibly ending the game right there on the spot.
Yeah, really, really cutthroat, but nice decision making there by JJ to hard pivot and instead go for the build and just try and secure his way. Arrogant Disposition, another huge piece here, right? -3 speed on punches. We got a lot of punches in our Earth Nomu deck. There, in fact, probably be more punches than non-punches. So we've got just an absolutely insane amount of speed reduction on our board. So it really is just going to come down to these block zones, right? What block zones did we hold to try and get through this turn unscathed?
Absolutely. So this is an interesting spot to be in as Jiro, right? We just revealed that we had 2 foundations on top of the deck. Is it the right move to actually block this? Attempt to get those foundations off the top of the deck? Yes, Nomu's going to get an extra attack, but it's possible Nomu checks poorly on the attack. We commit a bunch of extra resources.
Yeah, it definitely puts you in an interesting position. I think it's hard to say, right? Him necessarily activating the Jiro Enhance here doesn't say he has a plan either way. We're going to gather, once again, we're going to scout and gather our information and then decide, right? If we see a really, really cool move that we don't want to deal with on top of Nomu's deck, we're no chance that we're blocking this. We saw 2 foundations, though, which puts Nomu in a good position to check well if JJ opts to just tank this attack, and he does. So it's hard to say there's a lot of factors at play here, right? Though it's hard to say if that means, do we just not have the high block? Are we just scared of giving him another attack? Do we actually care about these checks from here on out? There's a lot of texture to the situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, opts to play a 5 difficulty move, checking the 4 that we knew was there. And this card does, since it destroys, it gets that other 5 check off the top of our deck. We kind of accomplished the goal. Of clearing those 2 checks either way.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely a little sad to have to build down that guaranteed 5 check. At the same time, though, it's going to turn on our homage to my heroes, right? Because we built a card, so we get to start putting a bunch of free damage on all our moves from here on out. I mean, this is now going to be, what, a 13 damage move? This is almost lethal?
Yeah. I do like his his mat, the Nomu mat. If you look, his dice are above and below. He's got these little spots on it. Of the top row is plus or minus speed, and the bottom card is plus or minus damage. And so it's a really easy way to keep track and keep things on the cards as we go. I really like that design. It'd be fun to see Jasco if they decide to put mats on stuff. It'd be cool.
Yeah, I agree. I don't mind the zones nearly as much as some people do out there. And I'd love if hey, if we're gonna have zones on our mats, let's hardcore commit to it and just put a bunch of really cool things on them, right? So now we have the Hardened Frenzy coming in, and this might just kind of be the read, right? Hey, you didn't block by Ignited Arrow. Did you not want me to have another move, or do you just not have the high block for the full? So jamming the Hardened Frenzy here is really big. It's going to once again ask JJ that question of whether or not he's got that high block. And even if you do, it doesn't feel great, right? This frenzy gets to build itself down and clear the card pool and buff Nomu's stage up even more. And if we have the hardened jab, it's just going to be massive here, right? So we do got the high block coming in. At the same time, though, we're going to get to full build that bad boy down now. And if we've got the jab, there's going to be some pretty crazy loops going on here. It just depends how much gas do we have as Nomu here. Looks like that's the breaks. I mean, we're not upset about this turn by any means. We had a nice chunk of damage in. We buffed our stage up. Well, we built our third homage to my hero. We're like effectively an 8-hand size character now. As long as we eat a move, that's very scary prospects for a character with as much output like Nomu.
Absolutely, and the big thing that we're here is stealing that momentum, right? One of the key things that Nomu does is he pumps damage. But there's a lot of EX moves in this Nomu deck, I have to imagine, because that's how we're going to get the damage pushed through, right? We haven't even seen one of the best attacks in the game yet, Back Alley Haymaker. It's a 4 mid for 5, 4 mid for 10 in Nomu, giving that thing an extra +4 speed, 8 mid for 10 on a 5 diff. That activates your homages. I can keep going and going and going.
Yeah, it's a really fantastic package all around. Really shows the power of Nomu and how he interacts with the Earth symbol and a lot of its new cards. The EX is going to be really big here once it eventually comes down, especially fighting right through so much speed hate that JJ has on board. The Arrogant Disposition hitting most of the attacks in our deck effectively. There's three specials to sounds right on JJ's board.
Yeah, anything we want to block, we certainly are allowed to. The question is, how much aggro can we push off? Do we've got 28? It is possible with 2 momentum and a hot hand that we get there.
Yeah, I mean, we're leaving once again the air decks, right? We're leaving JJ right now to figure out that puzzle and see if he can play enough moves to count all the way towards a lethal turn against Jesse here. Well, this is not a awful one to start with, right? This one that yeah.
This is super good, exclusively because of the enhanced stun 2. Hey, take 2 of your super cool foundations and commit them sideways. You can't excuse me, reduce the damage of my moves if you don't have the foundations to do so. So like playing this move and swinging it, looking at the top, seeing another 5 or maybe even a 6 on top, playing another one on a 7, commit my 2 resources, stun another 2. We're now in the danger zone of when do I reduce, when do I not reduce?
Yeah, and I mean, speaking of reducing, we don't even get to reduce this one. Pillar Swing's got a very cool enhance that it can't be reduced below its printed damage. So even if we bring it down from the 9, it's not going to get any lower than 8, even if we Nomu response it.
Wait, is that true? Nomu doesn't stop the damage he takes?
It is true. Nomu says we get to reduce its damage to 6 before the damage step of it. Yeah,
how
so
cool.
this Pillar Swing is going to be very unaffected by anything we're doing. It is, however, not incredibly fast. So if we're holding on to a mid block here, it's super fine. But we say that's okay. I'm super down to just eat this this big chunk of change on the chin, maybe. Oh, and we're getting the clarification on that right now. Our judge coming in and informing Jesse, hey, actually, as super cool as your Nomu guy is, he's not allowed to interact with this Pillar Swing. This is not a 6 damage move. Sorry, friend. we have lied to you. We said everything was 6, not quite. We've got the much lesser known text on the Pillar Swing.
Yeah, this is a rough spot to be in because I mean we've already declared that we're not blocking, right? Yeah, taking 8, gaining the 3, building an extra foundation. I mean, that all feels great, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have to imagine we're taking 9 as well. I mean, we could commit a foundation to reduce it to back down to 8, but I don't think that's a very worthy exchange. I think
Yeah,
we
commit one foundation for -1 damage does not feel very good, huh?
no, definitely not. But I mean, we talked about Eden attacks, right? Even though we don't get to make it the damage we want to, we're not in the worst position in the world because we still get to super region and we still get to male bonding and get a few of those healths back as well as replenish our stage after eating this pillar swing, if we so desire.
For sure. The other thing that is rough about this and not understanding the interaction. I mean, you had to teach me, right? Was we've declared we've gone past blocks. So even let's pretend we had a -7 mid block, right? And we were just planning on reducing it. We can't go back in the step. We just decided to take it.
Yep. And we're going to see both of those responses come in the super region to heal 3 of that 9 damage back, and the male bonding to bring in 1 brand new foundation. We are now, as Nomu, we are in exactly 10 foundations as Nomu, 2 momentum. If you touch me again, I'm going to get to respond and draw 2 cards with these homages. Really scary spot to be in.
Yeah, and then 4 6 damage attacks is gonna do it in. Opts to play the 1 build 2 foundations pass. Yeah, we got the shock treatment now, and then the requesting assistance.
Yeah, so Nomu's got a lot to think about this turn. I'm eager to see if Jesse can present another very scary attack string. In the meantime, though, while he's pondering over that, we do have our first locked-in winner of the top 16 round, and it's Cody Jacobitz piloting Jiro, taking a victory over Andrew Alexa's Midnight. Very cool matchup. Excited to see Cody progressing forward. Unfortunate to see Andrew's run stopping here with Midnight. But big congratulations to both players involved, and can't wait to see Cody going into the top 8. And I hope he's ready to get his free ticket to Worlds.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm very happy for him. Looks like we have increased the speed of this move. How did we get +2 speed on this guy? Did we seizing and I missed it?
Yeah, we have 11 foundations. Yeah, we have 11 foundations now. So we have seizing the advantaged. Seizing the advantaged. Yeah, I guess it's the best way to say that. And we've put down one of the very cool specialist of sounds on JJ's board. Another very powerful part about seizing the advantage interactions is it's a response, meaning we get to respond and flip specialist before it gets to pop off and go for -3 speed.
Correct.
You know, the rich get richer when it comes to seizing the advantage. Such a pivotal and high impact card in our metagame, even in the likes of a character so off meta like Nomu.
Correct. Well, maybe after this weekend, Nomu's gonna start making a bit more of an appearance in our top cuts, especially at your locals, right? I mean, doubling the damage. We've seen Jesse swinging hard with Nomu the entire competitive season, playing Earth and Death. I think the only one he hasn't tried is Evil.
And I think even Evil has some legs in this set 3 world. I think the power of Earth, the Earth symbol right now is just very unmatched, right?
Yeah.
I think you could take the majority of the characters in this game that got the Earth symbol on them, and with enough experience, practice, and dedication, probably pilot them in a pretty good run. Just because the card pool of Earth is just so powerful right now.
Yeah, for sure. The block coming down. Dexterous Appendage is one of the coolest tech pieces that we've seen in this season. We've got a Hardened Frenzy coming down. It's going to get its secret text of if I've built +1/+1 because of the season we played earlier in the turn. This is going to be what, a 5 high for 5, 5 high for 9 coming in. And that's without the homages swinging the extra damage.
Yeah, our homages are going to bring it all the way to 12 damage. And at this point now, I mean, everything is +3 damage and Nomu, right? So everything from here on out is very scary. We can take one more move before we kick the bucket here as JJ. And that's just extremely frightening, man. That's a really spooky spot to be in, especially with such a bountiful stage. Right now, the only real limitation on Nomu's strings is just how many attacks did Jesse draw as our 5 hand size character.
True, 100%. With no extra draw on board, we've only got 2 cards in our hand. I mean, if we drew 4 attacks, this might be curtains for the protagonist Jiro. Speaking of wins, though,
yeah,
we do have our second confirmed. We have Jose Narono taking it down 2-0 versus William Anderson III. Congratulations to both of those players for making it so far in the tournament.
Absolutely, Jose. We cannot wait to see you at Worlds.
I'm smiling ear to ear.
We do have the half block coming in, so the frenzy's not going to build itself down. It definitely does not feel great though to have half block them move and take in 4 damage by the looks of it. Looks like we actually did not apply the damage from our homages and from its own enhance. I think we might not have realized that, hey, we built that season the advantage. We've built a card.
Yeah, for sure. Build 1, move on.
I mean, I think that's okay, right? We hold 2 real good ones. We take 1 attack, we make it 6. We draw our potentially 3 cards, and then we have a very, very bountiful stage. This is definitely a game state that Nomu is very glad to have reached. It's going to be hard for Jiro to orchestrate a string here.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough swing back. We'll have to just see if it happens.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're really going for quantity over quality. I think what I really want to do here as JJ is I want to play a bunch of little moves that just all get to 6. JJ gonna slam down the opposite of what I'm entailing, and then we're gonna be checking the move I'd much rather be playing right now. Sound waves into sound waves into sound waves to just play a million 6 damage moves is really the string that we want to be going for right now, and it's very unfortunate that we're paying 3 foundations for this 6 damage move, man.
Yeah, well, the good news is it's just 6, right? Unless we have a low block, in which case we just block it, and then we look at our opponent and be like, "Hey, man, I have 11 foundations. I actually do not care. I do not care."
Yeah. I mean, it feels crazy to look at, but Nomu is in a super comfortable position here against someone like Jiro. We got some very comedic banter between the players right now. JJ frantically sifting through his discard pile. Jesse chanting that there's a specialized sound waves coming. The soul read coming in hot.
I mean, sound waves, I think gets the job done. I want to say that we have all 3 other ones and the ability to go and lift them with our 3 momentum. This is going to be a 6 damage move unless we can get some sort of block. But even then, we only need 4 6 damage moves to connect.
And we do have the low block, the one with nature, going to come in to protect us from this big scary 1.3.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
I mean, it's been said time and time again, there's nothing scarier than a Nomu that blocks. Except maybe a specialized sound waves with 3 momentum and all of our other sound waves in our discard pile.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty good. And we for sure have the 6 in our discard pile as well. So we're just going to sling all these out. And I think we'll commit actually 0 foundations as we play the next couple moves.
Yeah, and they're all just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Guys, if y'all weren't comfortable before, get comfortable. We're about to watch JJ twiddle his fingers for quite a while here. This might be the string that lets JJ close things out this turn, but we have to see, right? We've got the triple homage, right? So we're posturing 2, maybe 3 more blocks this turn, depending on how our checks go.
Yeah, I think it really just depends on what this last card in hand is. If it's a high block, I think getting out of this turn is going to be a little rough for Nomu. Looks like we are. Oh, we picked it up. We were that he debated me. Debates in chat, everybody. He picked it up like he was gonna windmill slam this card, and that's not what happened.
We're in the tank right now. This is the a rare form out in the wild, Tamron. We're observing the thinking Nomu here. Very, 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 very rare exhibit in these parts. An absolute beauty of a find in these wild.
Crikey, don't get too close. He
Oh,
might rip
crikey.
your head off.
It's true. It's true. I heard he's a biter. I mean, speaking of biting, man, I'm biting my nails right now just observing this string. Is JJ gonna get there? Can we find the path here?
I mean, we didn't pick up a second card off of our homage, so we can only assume that we have a block, right? Because I mean, we had 3 chances to go and find ourselves a high block. It's only a 4 high, right? Ooh, there it is. This is on a 5, 6, 7. Checks a 3 though. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That commits out the rest of our board. All but one card, excuse me.
We get to leave 1 foundation up, but we don't get to this. So this is not the worst position we could be in. We get to leave 1 foundation up by full blocking this, and then between our 1 foundation remaining and our Nomu character itself, we get 2 foundation committals to reduce the damage to 6.
Correct.
So it essentially tells JJ, hey, you've got to be able to play 3 more moves after this, which doesn't feel impossible by any means as the sound waves keep rolling on and on. I wonder if we've got another move though, right? Any other move in our hand, we would have probably opened with rather than the 1.3. So if we only have these sound waves from here on out, we'll have to see.
All right, hits the block. That says we need way more cards.
It does. It does. Yep. Big, yeah, the big sound waves is coming in here. We can put our 6 check back on top. We can grab our double jab pummel.
I love that. That's so cool.
Yep. So this is going to be on a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll check a 6, commit 2 resources for 7 and 8. And then yeah, we send this in. Yeah, the sound waves is going to slam it down. No, I don't think anything is very blockable anymore.
Our
save
question
for
is
a 6 check.
7 damage move. Do we respond with Nomu, commit 1, save 1? Or do we take the 7, go to 9? Is this gotta be take 7, go to 9, right?
I think so. I think so.
Jacob Johnson trying to hide.
Oh. Can they still hear us?
Chad, this is on our end. The players are doing fine. Production's Discord crashed. We are not immune to technical difficulties.
Yep, no interruption on the players end though. Simply for the stream, both players still nothing changing for them. Yeah, stream gets a game loss here, guys.
We get a game loss.
Stream gets a game loss. No biggie. We'll take it in stride. We'll win out from here. Don't worry.
I thought I was going undefeated this weekend. I can't believe I got a game loss.
I did too. How you get a game loss playing 0 MHA CCG across the whole weekend? How do we manage it, Tamron?
Yeah, it's rough.
we're legends.
Wouldn't have got it if I played though, right? If I played my deck was gonna be so sweet.
Oh yeah, what'd you have, huh, buddy?
Get
your own number. You got your eat a 3.
yeah. Extendo hair eat a 3 was gonna be so cool.
Yep. And this is our double jab on an 8. I'm gonna check our very, very awesome 6 check on top, committing our 2 resources. And then it's just going to be a matter of, do we have another move? And can we pass it, right?
Well, we haven't even used Jiro yet. So we get to 50-50 our deck and look, figure out what we have or not. And then at that point, like maybe when we 50-50, right? We attempt to block this thing. make them draw the 2 cards, get that card off the top of the deck.
I think we're still in deadlock though as Nomu, right? Didn't we build to 11? We haven't destroyed anything.
Did. Oh no,
So,
we got +5.
I think
This
as
thing's
long as
super
as
passable.
long as we have another move, that's gonna be all she wrote.
He says I'm down.
Yeah. And then this is a yeah, we responded. Yeah, because we responded with a deadlock response on basic training to put a speed on our move here. So this is a 4 mid. We can bring it back down to a 6 damage move. This looks like the shock treatment is going to come in to pop itself and commit our homage to my hero, meaning we only get our single Nomu activation here. Committing 1 foundation as cost. It does include our character. JJ, show us one more move. There it is.
It's the big one. 6,
6
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It checks a 12.
Checks a 12. Oh man, absolutely crazy.
How cool.
Insane.
So cool.
Insane. He said, hey, reduce this, buddy. Reduce this, my friend.
6-hander, huh?
Crazy.
6-hander?
6-hander. Yeah, I mean, this is the power of specialized sound waves, man. The second you find one, things just start getting crazier and crazier and crazier.
That was awesome. That was so cool. He's gonna have to shuffle, or else all 3 of those 2 checks are gonna be right next to each other.
Which is either gonna be really great for him or really bad for him. Man, what a crazy string. That was absolutely insane. Yeah, I mean that was a very, very intense back and forth game. Just ultimately culminating in the singular mistake of putting that 11th foundation on your board, Nomu.
Excuse me. Man, I think that was exclusively off the back of Nomu just didn't draw quite enough gas. Like 1 or 2 more really high impact moves would have gotten us there. And with that being said, though, Jake played some really solid defense. I'm not positive we could have broken the wall if we really wanted to.
Oh yeah, I mean absolutely. I mean we saw really, really good aggro turns. We saw really good aggro turns from Jesse, and I don't think that he was really expecting to actually be needed to end the game on that last turn. I definitely felt like he was under the impression that there was going to be one more turn in his future for sure. So we weren't pressed about only having a very decent aggro turn as opposed to the lethal one, because I don't think we thought that we needed it. But JJ found 1 specialized sound waves and said, I think very differently, Jesse. I'm living in a different world than you are, buddy.
True. I kill you with the sound.
You see this arrogant disposition, buddy? You see it again? You see it again? You see it again? Yeah, I mean, just showing the absolute power of Jiro in tandem with the rest of the cards in her kit, getting to essentially just play with the top 2 cards of your deck in your hand at all times. The really proving that while stats are one thing, being just the absolute oracle in such a card game where it pays to be able to plan ahead with your moves, right? The best players, when I fight them, are always 1, 2, 3 steps ahead of me. Jiro gets to do that in spades, right?
Looking at the top card of your deck is cheating, and she gets to do that 4 times.
Cheating is very, very good in this card game when it does not break the rules.
Right. Enhance cheat is a pretty good enhance to have on your character.
Yep. Yeah. Enhance. Put your hands into Nilmerg's binder and tear it apart. Shred every single page. It's a very, very powerful enhance.
Yeah, it's funny. It's small story. There were some characters back in universes before I was playing just exclusive with my hero card game that would look at the top, and I would always play it as an enhance ruin the story, right? Because like enhance see what I'm going to check, enhance ruin the tension and the drama, because I mean checks come down to a lot of what our game is, right? And Jiro just was like, no, I don't necessarily care. I know what's going on. I have perfect information to play the game.
Yeah, I mean, just there's so much to say for having a perfect level of information, especially when you can do it on attack after attack after attack after attack.
Right.
You know, as strong as Jiro is, that win, that insane string was built entirely upon the backs of specialized sound waves. The power of the two checks.
Correct. I mean, this deck got second place last weekend at our in-person U.S. Nationals, so it only makes sense that our webcam global nationals is going to be making a crazy run.
Yeah, I think. I mean, you said it yourself when we were watching those games, right? You watched that finals, and your first thought was, "Man, I really miss playing specialized sound waves."
I instantly went home and put it in my deck.
Yeah, it is
Instantly snapped it in.
one of the most fun cards around. It lets you again do things that otherwise would be considered practically cheating, right? Very unfair levels of manipulation of the game state, which is just the power you get when you put that card into your deck.
100%. And we're just gonna have to see how Jesse gets to try and navigate around that. I mean, maybe the answer is, I never I never not hold a high block for the rest of the game. And that might be it.
Yeah, I mean, we had the high block. It just ultimately came down to not harnessing enough power within the realm of our stage. At the same time, though, having so many cards in our stage is what ultimately brought us to our end. The power of the Deadlock Enhance on Double Jab Pummel. It's just not to be underestimated or disrespected.
We get a huge switch. We are now playing as Kirishima 2.
There he is. The boogeyman is here.
Yeah.
The boogeyman is here.
Saying, hey, he said it's game time. He said it's game time. Jacob Johnson, one game away from locking in his spot to Worlds via top 8 invite. I believe he is locked in for Worlds points wise because of how well he did over the past competitive season.
Yeah, there's a lot more on the line for Jesse than there is for JJ. Being one of the top performers across the entirety of our past tournament season, JJ is locked in for a Worlds invite via his points, but he's here to he's here to gatekeep everyone regardless, and make sure no one forgets going into Worlds that he's one of the best players around.
Speaking of gatekeeping, we have another win. We have 2 Vegas players having to knock each other out. We have Brandon Jones taking it 2-0 over Sam Tate. Congratulations to both players. Really, really rough having to fight your teammate in a top 16. But that is the way the cookie crumbles.
Absolutely. There's nothing crueler, man, than having to stare across your best bud and say, "Hey, man, I'm the reason that you are not going all the way to Worlds." But that is the cutthroat world of the MHA CCG. It is a dog eat dog world, and at the end of the day, the winner takes it all, and only 8 of these players are going to make it all the way home. Let's see if JJ can continue to defend his ironclad title, or if Jesse here is going to make an absolute upset. I mean, we've already made an upset. We're looking at Jesse Perez not playing Nomu.
Yeah, he's deciding it is if you can't beat him, join him.
Yeah, I mean that's the thought process that a lot of players have had. We're seeing so many notable names in the community known for playing and topping profusely with specific characters, all pivoting towards the likes of Kirishima and Tokoyami. Again, their strength is just undeniable, and when we've got so much on the line, it's simply the logical choice.
Big, thick shuffles. Could honestly give a tutorial. I can't cast shuffling, guys. I need you to just hurry it up a little bit.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to. If this goes on any longer, we're gonna have to call in special guest Shane Duckworth to give us the shuffle play-by-play, the bridge commentary. I may be a poker dealer, but I can't hold a candle to that man's shuffle. He's unrivaled.
He's got it. He's got it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm pretty sure that Kirishima is going to be going first in this matchup.
We're already seeing a partial mulligan from JJ. We're for sure going first as Jesse. We'll commit our character at some point. Don't worry about it. In fact, we'll probably commit our character quite a bit throughout the entirety of this round.
Hey, that's the hope, right? As Kirishima, negating a ton of this damage that we have.
Yeah, I think it's kind of interesting though. I don't know. I feel like as strong as Kirishima is, right? This is like accidentally a very, very good matchup for Nomu. I think him sighting off of it here is kind of curious, really.
For sure, absolutely.
I mean, obviously, it doesn't feel great when they send 8,000 7 damage specialized sound waves, but I mean, being able to just turn off right these big damage moves like 1.3 million volts. And anything else that gets really big, the home run comets, JJ is just not allowed to use those bombs in his deck against a character like Nomu. So if anything, maybe he's even breathing a bit of a sigh of relief, maybe.
Yeah, it really depends. So like, the thing about Nomu is you have a game plan, right? I gotta make 7 stick. I gotta have 7 stick. As against Kirishima though, we're not 100% positive how many of those I need to make hit, right? It's very Nomu has like a boss health bar that is segmented, right? Chunk of 6, chunk of 6, chunk of 6, and you can't really do that hard math versus Kirishima because you never know when he's gonna, half block the thing that he wants to. He's got more cards in hand, he has more resources on board. It's easier for him to block in total. I think in total in that last match, 9 attacks were played from Jacob's side.
Yeah,
2 of them were blocked, and so we found the other 7 and we lost. And so there's the real question coming from the Switch. Is it messes with Jiro's math, which he wants to do so much.
For sure, there's a lot of interesting interactions going both ways. So I have to assume there was probably a lot of thought put into the side. At the same time, maybe we're just tired of dealing with pillar swings.
True.
We're just mad that pillar swing doesn't let our Nomu do his Nomu things.
Yeah, maybe the mental damage from pillar swing.
Oh yeah, the tilt, the Jesse Perez living up to his Discord name of rage, just absolutely furious with these pillar swings.
Absolutely. We do have a small update. We have our next top 8 winner. We have congratulations to Andrew Bowling going 2-1 versus Colby Cram. Congratulations to both of these players for making it so far in this Nationals bracket.
Yeah, I mean, we just continue to lock in these world spots slowly but surely. Character-wise, if you're curious, that means we've now going into top 8. We've got 2 Tokoyamis, we've got 1 Ojiro 2, and then we've got 1 Water Asui. So looking pretty diverse so far. We're seeing the big top dog Kirishima 2. A lot of them made it into the top cuts, but it looks like they're starting to crumble little by little. I have to wonder what this conversion rate might look like by the end of our top 8 cut.
Format's fine.
Yeah.
Format's fine. I love the format. I think the format's so cool.
Yeah,
Nothing to add.
I think format wise, we exist in a format where the flow of the game state really exists on like a hair's pin, I think. Whereas sometimes we get these really, really nice, long, drawn out games with tons of interactions. But at the same time, there's so many decks in the game with just the potential to just hardcore blow you out right away before a whole ton of the game is played. And I think figuring out which of those game states your deck thrives best in and how to manipulate your deck into that game state every time is what really will take you as a player to the top, and that deck alongside you to the top as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there are quite a few decks that can not just survive but thrive in this format. I'm not even talking about the big 2 that everybody talks about of Tokoyami, Kirishima. I think that there's a lot of choices to be made. I mean, Asui's still insane and is putting up numbers. We've seen a ton of other decks performing this weekend as well. And I think as the format grows, as more things get explored, as people try more things, it's only going to get better and better.
Yeah. No, I agree, Tim. I think if anything, the one major constant with this format is you got to be prepared to try and make it past turn 2. We get a lot of decks that put out an insane amount of lethality really fast. The Tokoyamis and the Ojiros, and even we're seeing the Jiros right here. The Ochakos are coming back. We're playing some real hard, fast, cutthroat games. And I think that's what makes those late game scenarios so interesting. Is once we get into that late game, it's no holds barred, right? When these hyper aggro decks have an insane amount of resources to them, that's when we start seeing the Asuis and Tokoyamis playing, 8, 9, 10 attacks in a turn. And personally speaking, I think that is some of the most thrilling gameplay in a card game.
They earned it. They got to turn 5. You should be able to play 9 attacks on turn 5. That's totally fine.
Exactly. We get all the way. We manipulate the game state all the way to that point. Between the back and forths and the blocking and the chaining of all these moves, we've established these massive stages. We get to play inside of a crazy. I've said it before on stream. I like to call those kind of game states like kaiju fights, right? We're both just giant monsters with limitless amounts of resources, playing these insane abilities back and forth. Deadlocks popping off left and right, making these game states even crazier. That is some of my favorite game state to watch, to commentate, and to participate in.
Yeah, I completely agree. To put it that's very funny. to put it in our game's sense, like once you get to that spot, like we've graduated from school, we're truly embodying the idea of plus ultra. As power it up with our quirks as much as we can.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like finally crossing that border right into the world of pro heroes, bridging that gap. Those are just some of my favorite game states to play in. Right here, though, we've put out a lot of aggression really fast with these hardened chops, and kind of put JJ into an awkward position, putting a decent amount of damage on the board. And I think we're going to be looking to deliver some of that lethality right back towards Jesse's way, while opening with our favorite pillar swing.
So fun fact about Kirishima too is he does do the timing that I thought. It says after your rival's attack is not blocked, it deals half damage rounded down. So whereas Nomu affects the physical explosion number printed on the card, Kirishima affects the magical number zooming towards your health. So we can respond with Kirishima, reduce this damage from 9 currently down to 4.
Yeah, such interesting minute details there, completely recontextualizing the matchup, right?
Yeah.
We had Nomu, who was powerless. Nomu as a character defined by that big major trait of only taking 6 damage, powerless in the face of the pillar swing. And then we have Kirishima, who says, yeah, I'm super down to take 4 damage from this move.
Kind of funny to think about a Nomu just being taking all these absolutely massive moves, and the one weakness Nomu has, big rock.
Just tiny little pink girl.
Yeah, big rock.
Tiny little pink girl with her big rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kirishima, though, see, that's where he comes in, right? He is the rock. he is the rock. Everyone knows that smaller rock loses to bigger rock.
This is interesting. Either we're choosing not to stun 2, or we're just as Kirishima, we've pushed our button really soon. I'm pretty sure we destroyed our ready foundation to redraw, and we have that. It can't be fixed.
Yeah, we sure do. Maybe we were just digging hardcore for the mid block. I gotta see what kind of defense Jesse puts up against this attack to really understand fully what's going on. At the end of the day, though, we also might just be using it because we might plan on Kirishima responding this attack, so we can get value out of our enhance before he's committed. Because as strong as Kirishima is, that enhance is not playable while committed.
True. Could you imagine?
I don't want to. Please don't make me, Tamarin. I'm not strong enough.
Taking 9, even taking 4 here, might be pretty rough.
We found the block, though.
Full block.
Not the card we want to get rid of, but nonetheless, it comes down. And a really nice check as well. We feel a lot safer for the rest of this turn by not committing or learning the standards in our male Bonnie. Being able to eat one more attack if it comes our way, take half damage, flip, build one in, and then remove learning and say you have to play a non-attack as your next one, puts us in a really safe defensive position. Kind of tells JJ we can't even go that route.
I think getting rid of the learning is the right call. We have one more foundation to commit, correct? This is a 3 mid for 8. It got +2 speed. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, checks of 5. Commit a face down. Commit learning.
Yep.
I like that because I think it says I dare you to find 27, and I don't think that Jiro can do 27 on just the 3 foundations that we have. Not through, getting to re-ready another card with Kirishima, building another card on an unblocked attack, getting a free half block with Kirishima. That is a lot of health to have to chew through.
Yeah,
Kind of have to just check perfect.
It's tough. It's tough. We also get to, as long as we don't play a flash attack, we get to reset 1 foundation with Kirishima on this next move. However, there are a lot of flash attacks in our Jiro deck, namely a really good flash attack right here, Specialized Sound Waves, now that we've picked up that free momentum from the Pillar Swing full block, sending itself out of the card pool and into the momentum. But we're not interested in going that route. We're going to build and stabilize our foundation base a little more. Having double cheerleader here is really big. As much as we love our momentum usage for those specialized sound waves, we've gone time and time over the power of being able to flash moves against such an enhanced reliant deck like Kirishima.
True. I think that was a pretty successful turn for Kirishima, honestly. Yes, we lost the seizing, but we didn't get domed for 4 or 9.
We didn't get domed for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're sitting very, very pretty. As much as JJ's stage is only getting better, our stage can get better too. Our stage can get better as we play attacks as well. The massive strength of Kirishima in tandem with the Earth symbol is you get to look at all the cards in your hand and you get to go, I'm gonna play all of these. I'm gonna play all of these, and my resources are just not gonna suffer for it.
True, very true. We've got the Berserker Blow still coming in. We lose the sacred text of "If I'm Nomu" because we have transformed into Kirishima, but this card still demands respect of a block. It still says, "Hey, I want to. You have to make this thing happen." So much respect, in fact, we're cheerleading it, saying, "Hey, I can't afford to block this, and I can't afford for you to blow up one of my cool cards."
Yeah, that's incredibly interesting. The cheerleader is, oh man. I mean, we could just build now as Jesse. Like, that's a successful turn.
Oh.
But he said, you know what? You couldn't handle the first Berserker Blow. You can't handle the second one, buddy.
Wow.
You can't handle the second one, buddy. Wow. You can't handle the truth. You can't handle it, Jacob Johnson.
Yeah, I absolutely love this play. Hey, I'll destroy this one. You gonna block it though, or what up?
Yeah. How's it going? How's it going, man? Yeah, I mean, this is just a raw flex, right? This is just a raw flex.
That was definitely face down.
Definitely face down. We have not had a pull no punches in a very long time.
Correct.
Our punches are as much as we're not seeing that way.
We're not pulling anything. These Berserker Blows are swinging.
Yeah, no, not an ounce. Not an ounce of pull coming in here. We are Berserker blowing our way through this attack string, and just really putting the pressure on JJ, taxing his resources, taxing his blocks, getting damage through, replenishing our own resources, just doing everything that the Earth symbol does so well in tandem with Kirishima.
Yeah, the cool thing about Berserker Blow as well is it is targeted destruction. So whatever problem card we have on Jiro's side,
well, those are some nice ones.
Yeah, those say, "Hey, I'd like to continue playing the game, please."
Yep,
I'm down to keep swinging.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean getting that information there for Jesse is just really scary. For JJ, man, just knowing that we have 2 5s lets us embark on a very greedy very greedy chain from here on out, knowing that we're just going to be experiencing extremely little punishment.
That's true. Very little punishment. I mean, we got the +2 damage coming in because we've used Kirishima 1 time. We've got the 2 5s on top. We have 2-3 more attacks. We might even just be able to pass them all. And Jacob's only at 10. This is swinging for a majority of his life.
Yeah, 10 health is it's just not a lot. It's just not a lot. And getting to just pump the damage on these moves to what feels like non-stop hits with Kirishima is even stronger.
Correct. Absolutely. Yeah, looking kind of locked here. Opts to go for the partial block. That makes sense to me.
You have to at least prevent him from destroying one of your foundations. But man, taking half does not feel good there now. We have to block pretty much all the moves from this point onwards, if there are any more. Whoa!
We got a reader. I have to read this card. What does this card say?
This is big. So this is Death Arm's Wallop. This card is very cool. It's got a big powerful 2, and it gets a speed for every momentum you've discarded. Meaning that we're going to be able to powerful it twice, and it's going to become a 7-speed 8 damage move.
Yeah, this is intense.
This is frightening.
Wowzers.
Yep. JJ acknowledging, man, sometimes you're just not ready for the triple low attack.
You're certainly not.
Especially when one of them is a Death Arm's Wallop.
What a sick card for both Earth and Death Nomu. This card was nowhere near my radar.
Yep.
Wow, what a cool move.
This is a card I'm very familiar with because I have a local who's very big on Denki, and he's been using this as the primary kill condition in a Chaos Denki deck. It's really darn good at it. Especially as the momentum stacks up more and more, this thing gets very big and very fast, right? It essentially has like EX1 and powerful 2, but you get to pay for them at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very strong. It's very strong. And I mean, 5 low is like, it's fast, man. 5 speed low is one of the most annoying block zone and speed combinations that I can think of in this game.
Absolutely. I mean, and it has Nomu, right? It's 5 low for 9, just for existing, just for hanging out. Flip a committed rival foundation. Of course they had to commit foundations. You're playing 5 speed moves.
Yep, playing a whole lot of 5 speed moves, man. Yeah, it has a lot of text, especially because, like, speaking of like low attacks in Nomu, right? That's been kind of one of the big things this last season is taking a bunch of low attacks and jamming into your Nomu deck and saying, hey, how many half blocks can you afford? How many times can you block a move and take 5 damage?
Correct. Yeah, a tough question for sure. We're taking a small break for Jesse. He's got to get up, stretch his legs, water his cat.
Yeah, probably maybe get a little snack, drink some water, replenish some of the brain energy, right? Shifting from Nomu to Kirishima, activating some more of the neurons in our brain.
What are you saying? Nomu's a brainless punching monster? Is that what you're trying to say?
I didn't quite say anything like that, Tamron, but a guilty mind is a guilty kind, buddy.
True. I actually would recommend right now, chat. Oh, everybody in chat right now, stand up, stretch your legs, reach up to the sky.
Can I do a stretch, Tamron? Am I allowed?
Of course you can. Yeah,
sure?
Absolutely.
You sure? Is it check the contract?
Stretch it up.
Yeah, I mean, we are once again going into a very exciting Game 3 scenario with these 2 players. Once again, the trip to Worlds really only on the line for one of them. Of course, if JJ does make it to Worlds based off of the top cut performance in this event, it's not going to go to 9th place or anything like that. It's the extra invite is going to extend its way down the points ladder, prioritizing that over the top cuts of this event.
At the same time, though, right? Like how cool of a timeline would it be for Jacob to? I mean, yes, we're playing for our invites. I want to play for that card, the champion card that exists.
Yeah.
There's so many prizes in just this tournament. Getting top 8 gets you stuff later on down the road for nationals or for Worlds. I want to win, right? I want to win.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with the beautiful array of prizes that we've got for these national tournaments, they completely blow any of the ones we've had before out the water. The gorgeous alternate art national promos, the beautiful champion contender and top 4 aggressive clashes. We got to see them in person last weekend at our Dallas nationals. God, those are some of the prettiest cards I've ever seen. And there's no better place to put them than on some of the prettiest mats you've ever seen too, which these players are also fighting for. Same thing, very gorgeous champion, contender, and then loads of different top cut play mats. The prizes don't simply stop. As thrilling as your free golden ticket to Worlds is, there's so much more on the line for these guys.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I'm really excited for this game 3, man.
Yeah, it's getting harder and harder to pick these matchups as we make our journey through the top cuts and we see exemplary player after exemplary player and top tier deck after top tier deck. But it would have felt criminal not to bring a Nomu, right? The biggest Nomu top in ages throughout our competitive history, and get an idea of what that looks like in a top cut performance.
Correct. Whew.
I mean, how exciting would that be to have a Nomu make it to top 8 of nationals?
Oh, that'd be so cool.
How crazy would it be for Nomu to win nationals, Tamron? I would never hear the end of it. I would never hear the end of it.
Nobody would.
Nope.
I'd call for ban Nomu, honestly.
Yeah. I think
how are we gonna let this man get this far, huh?
Yep. No one will ever complain about Kirishima again.
That's true. That is true.
So, I mean, of course, Jiro going to have the almighty advantage here going first. Going to be looking to put that really heavy aggression down super fast before Jesse gets a chance to stabilize. But man, Kirishima is just one of the kings of being able to stabilize so early on. Even in those very early game windows, being able to reset your foundation and posture several blocks through several re-readies across your stage gives you a lot more blocking capacity than a lot of other decks have access to on turn 2. And if things really hit the fan, that very cool free half block rounded down is just built into our character. It's just built into our character and always lying in wait to make sure we never get caught out too hard.
I think this game is going to be truly decided here on Jacob's opening build, right? Getting to go first. If we check a couple unfortunate 2s, it might spell doom and essentially give first turn back to Kirishima a little prematurely.
Yeah, I mean, you've always got to, you can, as much as you appreciate all the power they bring into your deck, you have to respect the risk they bring into your deck as well.
Absolutely. Opts to respect it by playing the 1. Then on the 3. Build 3 in an asset is pretty good. Getting that +1 speed on every single move is going to be great, especially in our non-weapon focused deck.
Yeah, it's very solid. Earphone jack, one of the less consistent options now that we don't get to build it in for free with our hero unwavering slash not being around anymore. But still, once you can find it in your hand, a really powerful piece of aggressive tech. Ooh, this is a beautiful build.
Beautiful build 4.
Oh, ooh, beautiful. Mwah. This is gorgeous.
Love to see the Texas Smash in the deck. I'm not positive if that's mainboarded or sideboarded. As Nomu, it's a little spooky to mainboard something like that. But as Kirishima, I mean one of the MVPs of the deck.
Oh yeah. I mean we love it, right? Perhaps there's the Berserker Blow too. So those are still inside of our deck.
Off the top with the Earphone Jack's ability to give +1 speed, then mill my opponent.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting that those didn't get sided out alongside our Nomu character because we don't get that full text box anymore. But at the same time, I don't think I can judge the decision because it is solely on the back of Berserker Blow and Berserker Blow that we closed out the last game.
Absolutely, you got that, and it's also an insane deadlock threat, right? Like as soon as you pull those cards out, you no longer get to selectively destroy 2 foundations on your opponent's massive board. I mean, if you want to get blown over by the air symbol, more like a hurricane, let them build to 11, and they will punish you severely.
Yeah, it definitely gives you a little bit something to think about. We lost game 1 due to not respecting JJ's deadlock, and if JJ isn't careful, he could find himself in the same position.
Absolutely.
Oh, this is crazy.
Holy cow!
That's not as crazy though.
Remember that too? I
The
was just warning us about.
Yeah,
Um,
and this is one of the unfortunate angles of playing these flash attacks so early on is we don't get to use our cool Jiro enhance and scout our way through this turn. It would have been very awesome to have manipulated this 2-check off of the top of our deck somehow and mitigated a little bit. But just as the 2-checks give and take, the flash attacks also give and take.
Speaking of give and take, we've got an update. Ben Lambright taking it down 2-0 versus Daniel Nelson. Congratulations to both of these players for making it so far in this Global Online Nationals.
Yeah, beautiful performances by both of them across the board. But at the end of the day, there can only be one winner moving into the top 8. And in this instance, Daniel Nelson giveth, Ben Lambright taketh. The buddy block? The buddy block?
Wait.
Nomu's still here. Nomu's still here.
The homie, he's here.
Ooh, he said, Nomu, get in here. Get in here. I need a little bit of help. I need a little bit of help.
I do have to I guess make a correction. I thought I said that Ben Lambright won 2-1. Apparently I said that he won 2-0. It was a 2-1. Dan Nelson definitely got at least one of those games. Congratulations to him.
Yeah, Daniel said, "Hey, I didn't get put down that hard. Gotta show some respect for your teammate Tamron Cardwell."
As a caster at the moment, I'm very unbiased.
Oh, I see. I'd like to say I'm pretty unbiased. There's no eraser heads in this top cut, so I don't have room for bias.
True. True. I love that. All right, so the 2-check coming in pretty rough for Jiro's side of the table, but at the same time, we have a two momentum. We've got a decent enough board. We got to re-ready a card with the earphone jack. I think we're in an okay spot to defend ourselves a little bit with this release. I am feeling pretty good about.
Yeah, we put solid damage on the board, and I mean the biggest thing here, right, is that we found 2 momentum. That is humongous. The second we draw specialized sound waves now, hey, that one that really sucked when we checked earlier, well, it's in the discard pile, so it might find its way back into our card pool somehow in potentially another game-ending sound waves into sound waves string.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. The requesting going to play a huge part here too in getting to ready our special sound. Again, mitigating the punishment from our 2-check.
Yeah, man, this is all gonna be off the back of how much can I swing. Interesting that we have the manly male bonding. We decided to not block that first move. I'm pretty sure we used Kirishima, correct? And we opted not to just build a free foundation. We're gonna see if that small misplay of not missing missing that attack is gonna come back to bite us. We'll
Yeah, definitely peculiar. Maybe we're just trying to mine the face downs in our stage a little bit more. Maybe we're just being, trying to be wary of the deadlock threats. The basic training is on board. At the same time, though, I think you can only worry about that so much. And I think we should have probably taken our free foundation.
I mean, that makes sense to me. I like the freebies.
I love free foundations. I love them all day. So, not the worst turn in the world for Jesse here. We're gonna put down some really strong defensive pieces onto our stage. Definitely didn't get as much damage in as we would have liked, but I think we probably accepted that this game is going to be a little bit of a grinder. That's just such a scary prospect, though, when JJ's already sitting on so much momentum. The second the sound waves start coming down, he's going to be able to do a lot of fair things, and it's probably going to be in our best interest to close the game out before he makes it to that game state.
I love it.
Yeah, but it's all gonna be up to the luck of the draws, and if JJ can find those moves that he needs to orchestrate a crazy string. But I think these 2 moves sitting in our momentum are going to play really big factors into our big aggressive turn once we finally get there. He's checking the discard pile. He's checking it. He's looking through it. I think
Yeah,
we
this is
found
the
our sound waves.
our amplified sound blast is like the RC cola of double jab pummel, right? I've got it has to wait a turn. You flip it in your momentum for -2 difficulty as opposed to +2 to your check. This card is incredible at pushing out strings, but apparently we
Just
don't have
going
the
for the
cats.
build. Just going for the build. Yeah, I mean, if we only have the one sound waves and nothing else, this isn't really going to get us there. Especially because we really want to open with another move so that we can actually get the value by enhance flipping our amplifieds in our momentum and reducing our difficulty. We don't want to just remove them without getting that extra added benefit at the cost of our sound waves.
True, very true.
So I think we're just gonna say, hey, look, man, I've got 21 health still to sit on. I've got so much defensive power, 3 cards in our hand, latent skill to fish for more blocks if we truly need be. We're in a great defensive position here, as JJ.
Although, I mean, the tempo of the game has kind of shifted back in Kirishima's favor. Our foundation count at this point is incredibly similar. The power of the cards that are on the board are incredibly similar. Kirishima has the life lead by 3 points and is on the play to attack. So we're just gonna have to see how much swinging can Kirishima do, how much of a push can Kirishima do without putting themselves in a backswing position,
Yeah, I would really love to see the best card we could jam down in our entire card pool right now. In order to literally seize the advantage, I think would be seizing the advantage, getting to get a head start and flip some of those the specialist of sounds before they even get a chance to respond would be really, really potent.
At the same time, we even have the, like, if we don't necessarily care about the 2 momentum that we have, we've got the shock treatment being able to commit down any key piece, and we've got double homage down there if we wanted to keep our life total high. I mean, stopping 2 damage on every single move might be what it takes to win the match.
It could be our saving grace. Again, we're game 3 in top cuts. This game will decide, right, if Jesse is going to make his way into Worlds or not. Every little decision matters, and everything is, it's been my word of the weekend, but I don't think it's ever been more cutthroat than it is right now. There's the Ignited Arrow.
Love this beautiful Nomu card. A little suspect as a Kirishima card. Doesn't quite put the same amount of threatening damage on it as
it does just say our rival takes 4 damage. But I mean, between our Kirishima enhance and our homages, this can find its way all the way to 8 damage. So
hey, that's Nomu. That's Nomu stats, right?
That is that Nomu number. That is that Nomu number we get to put on it. So I don't necessarily hate where this is going. It still postures a not necessarily a response of some kind, but JJ has to make a decision. It does ask JJ to make a decision nonetheless.
True, very true.
Because I mean, if he opts to block this, we could find the moves that just make this turn even scarier. But also, if we just take 8 right to the chin, I don't feel fantastic about that. We take 8 to the chin, and then, whew, well, those are nice moves. I guess that's definitely some information that helps us make that decision. Are we allowed to give him one of those moves? It looks like the Ignited Arrow is going back on top. Are we allowed to give our rival another arrow here?
Yeah, I don't actually think so. I think we just have to take this 8 damage, and that feels very, very rough.
Well, it does not feel good. It does not feel good. And then we don't even get to punish the bad checks if he just builds afterwards. It really doesn't feel great. But I think it is the most guaranteed way to make it to our next turn, so we can start playing all these sound waves.
If he builds out, I think I'm totally chill with that because he, stopped playing orange cards at me.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It doesn't feel great to like fall behind in the global game state, but if it means that we 100% no questions asked get another turn, that might just be much more valuable than the temporary fall behind. If we get to our next turn and then we win next turn, it doesn't matter that we won at 21 or 13.
True, very true. Speaking of winning, we have congratulations to Nathan DeWalt taking it down 2-0 versus Carson Panos. Congratulations to both these players for how far they made it in this tournament.
Yeah, really, really awesome performances by both of them. Big competitive names in the circuit. Uh, and big congratulations to Nathan DeWalt, man. We'll see you at Worlds, little buddy.
Give me.
Looks like we got some kind of confusion going on here. Something about a hardened chop being somewhere that it's not supposed to be. Our judges are checking things out right now.
Trying to make sure that our game state is exactly where it should be. With so many moving pieces in our game, having cards accidentally drop into the incorrect areas sometimes happens. Yeah. Deep in the tank, we're waiting. There's not much we can.
Yeah, we're just waiting for super clarification on what's going on here. Looks like we got the confusion sorted out, marking the 8 damage dealt straight to JJ's dome here, man. And I don't know if we're really allowed to continue right now as Jesse, right? We've got 2 threes on top of our deck. What kind of move string can we really play? I mean, granted, we get to play another move, right? And then like Kirishima enhance on it, and then draw that Death Arms Wallop, which doesn't feel terrible. You know, we get to manipulate the unfortunate side of our checks a little bit, but at the same time, you know, unless the line is lethal, I'm not sure if we want to go all the way.
Beautiful, like beautiful.
Jesse
Build
agrees.
1 pass.
Oh,
we still have a 3 on top of our discard pile.
For the time being, right? That is that Death Arms Wallop is right there, and it is a +2 high block we can draw off of our Kirishima enhance if we want. Alternatively, if we really want to get it out the way, we can eat an attack and then draw it with Homage, or just build it face down with Male Bonding.
Yeah, all of those really good options depending on the scenario that we find ourselves in, right?
I really like all of those options. I don't think there's a bad way to get that that attack off the top of our deck.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Is this a turn? Chat, does this kill?
It might be. The advantage is gonna be seized. I mean, it's hard though, right? We gotta find 30 plus damage, right? We're looking at double super regen. I mean, we can flip one of them. We're looking at learning the standards, which might be the target of our flip here, actually. I think our numbers are gonna get so crazy that region's probably not something we're as worried about. True. At the same time, we're a little bit less worried about putting a foundation into our card pool because we're just going to get more benefit off of it, right, as Jiro?
Yeah, that feels fantastic. And we instantly get that high block off the top of our deck.
We said, hey, I don't want you to have that. Get it out of here. Get it out of here. So are we going to see the okay.
Definitely the standards. Good
call.
So
an interesting line here also could have been try and bait out learning the standards by holding the season the advantage and then playing the season the advantage after the learning the standard is used. That is smart. That's a super duper heads up play. At the same time though, it's something that Jesse might not fall for. So the kind of safer route here is to just get it out of the way right now, and not worry about, you know, having to manipulate our checks in a way where we might have to play that season somewhere in the middle of our string once he responds and react to that, when we might have just rather playing our big move and checking our 6 that we stacked on top.
For sure. 7 high for 6 coming through. This essentially lets us flip over both these super regens, flip over the male bonding, and then potentially draw 2 cards. And we're not actually going to have our life total move at all. We're going to be staying at 24 unless we decide to go for the block here now. Ooh,
here and like now. This. Yeah, we're going for it, man.
This is on an 8. Checks 5, 6, 7, 8. Committing our 3 face downs. We still got a ton of resources available to you.
Horrendous amount of resources. Still plenty of options coming from Jesse's end here.
We can tell the nerves on Jesse's side. Very, very afraid of the onslaught that is coming.
Oh, the double jab pummel is one of the
Beautiful.
best of them. One of the best of them. The specialist, the specialist check coming in. Gonna get to look at our next. Oh, do you want to give me this? Do you want to give me this home run comment, buddy?
I mean, there's no way we get to block this now, right?
No, and I mean that's okay, right? We can just take it to the chin, heal it back up, mail bonding, build in a new one, replenish our stage. You know, there's really nothing to fret about when it comes to taking this attack. We don't even have to Kirishima response it. We can save that for something much scarier, like maybe a home run comet way down the end of the line, or something like a 1.3 million volts. You know, as the air attack package, Kirishima 2's ever-present omnipotent response really has to make you think about your line the whole way through, because sometimes it really is all about navigating your opponent into a situation where they
discard too bad.
I want it anyway.
Too good
I want it anyway.
Hey, I saw a piece of candy and I want to num 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 num. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Yep, you don't get to put that on my control. It's my home run comment, and I want it now.
Yeah. The other big thing here is we do have +2 to our check, right? When we could flip over this specialized sound blast in order to guarantee that our check happens, right? We could check like a -1 and still pass it without getting any resources.
Yep, we certainly can. Again, we're posturing a lot of blocking power. At the same time, though, we really want to make the most out of our foundations. So I don't mind taking this move just to get our regions flipped, get our value out of them. That way we can block future attacks and then commit them, right? You know, say if we try to block this attack and check bad, it would ask us to commit those before we get their value out of flipping them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're just going to opt to take the 7 and then heal the 6 and build a new one in. So only actually losing 2 health in that entire process was really strong. But
another double jab
on the 6, but we checked the 4 because of our previous combo enhance, making the most of the bad situation, but definitely something to take into account here.
Just saying, if we had to flip the specialized, we would have passed that. You know, I'm just saying.
It's true. It's true. Might have been a good one to flip there. I have to imagine we're going to see it get flipped on this one, potentially leading into another sound waves, maybe.
Correct. I mean, that makes the most sense to me, right? This is going to be this is an 8 damage move coming in. I mean, currently we haven't even 3 attacks in. We haven't made a swing happen yet.
No, we haven't. I mean, we've connected, but not in an extremely meaningful way, right?
Right.
It's going to be hard. I mean, for sure, we have to constantly think about the fact that home run comet is still sitting inside JJ's hand after that latent skill found it. But man, we have the half block still waiting. We have Kirishima right now, so we have 7 ready foundations. We have so many cards in our hand. We have 3 cards in hand and double homage if we truly need more cards. It's going to be tough to find the big lethal here, man. I'm not envious of JJ. He's got a very, very big puzzle to figure out here. But hey, with +4 to our next check, essentially, we might see an upset. We might see an upset.
This is a really fun line. So we have a wealthy aspirations on our board.
We do.
We have flipped our move. We could use the wealthy aspirations, use the code at checkout in order to unflip the specialist or the sound blast on our next move and get another -2 difficulty.
We could, yeah, losing 1 foundation, but gaining a -2 difficulty is going to be a net 1 positive, right? In the grand scheme of foundation committal, could be that one that could be that singular one that gets us there, man.
How cool! What a cool line.
Cool, yeah, crazy lines. I wonder what we're going to see next. I think the home run comet would be big, simply because it would probably just bait out the Kirishima response. Being a charge and a weapon, it's going to get so fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to get +4/+4, not to mention anything else that Jiro wants to swing on. The other big thing is I'm not positive we used Jiro yet.
I
I
think
don't. I mean,
you're
if
correct.
we haven't used Jiro because we just checked a 2 on this. There's no way we stacked our own 2,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Played a flash attack as the first move. We're all going in blind. Yeah, this is a pretty crazy line.
Yeah, I mean, this next move is for free, right? But after that, we have to really start thinking. We have to really start thinking about things.
Coming in with a bit of a time call. We've been on
Man,
this turn for a little bit. We're swinging.
it's been a pretty long turn. There is a lot to think about on both sides of the table,
Yeah.
and it looks like the ultimate resolution here is we are down to we've got our pin in hand. It looks like we might just be down to take our 8 damage. That doesn't feel fantastic. But giving JJ a draw 2 discard 2 feels good. Ooh.
Whoa.
Bringing the Kirishima in to take only
That
4
was
damage.
insane. I think that was actually a throw. I think actually that was a throw.
It's just maybe a
Because of
hard
this card
throw.
right here.
Yeah, our home run is
This card's
super
nuts.
free now.
This card's
Our-
super good.
Our home run combat is extremely free now. And
4,
we
5,
know,
6,
we
7
know
with
that
+4 to my
JJ
check. We checked the 9.
Yep. Yep. We
Mm,
know that JJ has the comment. That's crazy. That was insane right there.
That was pretty good. I mean, from here we wealthy aspirations this one, unflip it. We flip the thing back, then play the specialist. Specialist on a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, with -2 difficulty, so it's on a 5, and then we get to stat. I mean, that's great. That's all good stuff, huh?
Yeah, it's not a bad spot to be in. I mean, we have a lot of ready foundations, right? This is not
Oh, he's gonna get the
unblockable.
extra, and he's just going for the game here, huh?
Yeah, this is not unblockable, right? But we know that there's a sound wave still in JJ's hand, and sound waves into like anything after this is probably just a lethal line.
True,
And we can
very
make
true.
sure we don't check bad. Jiro coming in here, we get to put this 3 on top. Let's do some math here. This is now an 8-speed comet, and we're checking a 3. We could have a +0 high block if we have the hardened uppercut. I don't think that's in his list, but let's say theoretically it is, and we could block this on a 9. It's hard to tell how many ready
3,
foundations we have.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it would leave us with 1 ready foundation.
So if we have a +1 high
Yeah,
block,
there's 7 foundations in this
it's
state.
blockable, but then we're just wide open. We're just wide open after that.
Yeah.
We have completely given up the safety net. Oh, the shock treatment. We're doing the math too. JJ's doing the math too. We're figuring out if the shock treatment ultimately gets us there. We're gonna discard our momentum. We're gonna commit down one of those. Or no, okay, that's our powerful coming
It's
in.
powerful 5.
Just our powerful
So
coming
this
in
is
here.
8 equivalent of 13.
Mm-hmm.
Opts to keep the momentum. I mean, from here it's just sound waves, right?
Yeah, or I mean, sounds into anything, right?
Right.
We play it on a 7. We check a 5, 6, 7. We have 3 things to commit.
Yeah, 1 high block
Um,
also gets us there. If we commit everything out, right? If we committed the one thing with the shock treatment, it wouldn't. But he says he's just gonna take it. He says I can't block this one; it's too fast. I
now
gotta
we
block
just
the next one.
we die to the second home run, or the sound waves into the home
Sound
run
waves
is
into home run,
also
right?
possible. I think.
And he checks the 6.
Wow, we commit our 1 for 7.
And
We
he gets to stack the 6 for the
Oh
next
my
one.
goodness.
Holy cow!
Yep. We now get to stack that 6, and then we get to play. If there's another home run comment, we get to play it on a 4.
Oh wait, we know there's a 3 on top. We know there's a 3 on top. That was unblockable.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Wowzers.
Well, depending on what we had in hand, right? Because I mean, you say what we have 6
Even as
things to commit.
the comment was at least.
Yeah.
This thing is blockable depending, right?
Yep. I mean, we have to, right? This thing is blockable. But we for sure we have 5 ready foundations now. We can't fail another move after we do our specialized sound waves play.
Going for the high block, we have the 2 high, so this is on a 4, 5, 6, 7. Checks a 3 off the top, and then commits our 4 face downs.
Yep.
3 face downs, excuse me. Looks beautiful. Let's swing one more. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Wow.
8. Check say
Wowza.
6, 7, 8.
We can earphone jack and take that 5 off the top of the deck and get +1
Absolutely.
speed. Crazy. So crazy.
Even the camera's having a hard time focusing on this
Yeah.
immaculate kill turn. It
I mean,
starts with the
God,
2
look
check,
at
ends
look.
with the 2 check. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely
I
beautiful.
mean, now we can play another move still with our 6 check stack, or we can be super disrespectful and just put 3s on top of Jesse's deck.
True, we could do that. That is a
Yeah, I
choice we
think
have.
we are at the point where now where there are several different lines that JJ could take for game, I believe. I mean, just look at this card pool. We're gonna play this on a what the
A 6-hander, huh?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my goodness, this is hilarious. This is hilarious.
Come on, block it.
Yeah, block it. Oh no, what? This is a +3
5,
high?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Not happening.
And that
Jesse Perez. Ooh.
game. Congratulations to Jacob Johnson taking it down 2-1 versus Jesse Perez. Congratulations to both competitors for making it so far in the online global nationals. Wow.
Hey, absolutely fantastic showcase there by both players, man. Jesse, going into the Kirishima 2, putting his dukes up, putting his best blocks out across the board. But man, JJ saying the 7 attacks in my card pool, we're just simply not concerned about it. You're not fighting your way through this.
Someone screenshot that board for me. Someone clip that board and just caption 6-hander.
That is one heck of a board, man. JJ putting out an excellent performance, saying sorry, Jesse, but you got to get to Worlds the hard way. You got to get to Worlds the hard way. Being the absolute state of gatekeeping by Jacob Johnson, and a beautiful showcase by his Air Jiro deck. Finally bringing an end to one of the most legendary Nomu runs that we've ever seen. And who better to have done it than Jesse Perez?
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, looks like we have one more match that we are waiting on. We're going to see how far in their game they are. This might be the time to take the lunch break, though. So if you have not, please go get a snack, stand up, stretch a bit. I know that I'm going to do that for sure. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with some more My Hero Academia collectible card game.